Okay, go right ahead.
Okay, I'm Clarence Miller. I'm 67 years old. I'm kind of semi-retired. I'm moving in this new living quarters where I'm building the living quarters out of my tool shed I built for my son. But I'm going to be semi-retired except just partially working for handicapped, for little miscellaneous trades. And I guess...
And you own a farm?
Yeah, I'm on the chicken farm here, and I'm helping my son with the chicken farm.
Okay, and what do you do on the chicken farm?
I just kind of help with the chickens, with feeding them and taking care of them.
Okay. And you're married? You're not married?
Yeah, I'm separated from my wife, but I got hopes for planning, but she will be coming back. She has mental problems, but hopefully she will be responding, coming back, moving in my new living quarters here.
That's wonderful. And you are, how many children do you have?
I have 5 children, 3 daughters and 2 sons, 25 grandchildren.
And how many acres do you have out here?
30 acres out here.
And what else do you do out here on the farm?
That's all I do, except just kind of semi-retired.
Okay, thanks. A little bit of
Okay.
farm. What's your...
Kind of.
Pretty loud because that truck's loud. But yeah, okay, go ahead.
Hello, Wayne Wingert is my name. I'm 40 and have 4 children. We were dismissed from the Amish belief when I was probably 6 years old, I think it was, because my parents got a divorce. So it was a forced issue. I work at Master Stillwater, have a business.
Yeah, no, just pick up from right there.
Okay.
We were just talking.
Yes, my immediate family is not Amish. My wife and I and my children are not. My parents were divorced and were forced to leave the Amish church. Therefore, we did not have an option to either be Amish. But all of our relatives beyond that, parents, brothers and sisters, grandma, grandpa, were Amish at this point in time.
My name is Marlon Miller. I'm from Napanee, Indiana. I'm 29 years old. Turned 30 in a couple weeks. I grew up Amish, left the Amish when I was 16. Got married at 23 to an ex-Amish girl. We currently have 2 kids. I have owned a couple different businesses. About a little over 3 years ago, I bought a butcher shop, and I've been running that for the last 3 years. I also have a real estate business where a couple days a week is devoted to that. Multiple rental properties, plus I buy and sell properties as well. That pretty much takes up most of my time.
Do you go to church?
Yes, I go to, it's Napanee Church of the Brethren. We've been members there for a little over a year now. We didn't join as soon as we left the Amish, which we only joined a year. It's about a year or 2 years ago is where we joined now, or when we got baptized in that church and joined that church. We never actually joined the Amish church. Grew up Amish, left when we were 16, and then.
Is your family still Amish? Your parents?
Yes,
do they still?
Parents are still Amish. Yep. Grandparents, parents on my mom's side of the family. My dad's, my wife's parents, they're still Amish. All my brothers and sisters are Amish. My wife has a couple brothers and sisters that are not Amish anymore. She still has a couple that are, but
Ready whenever you are.
My name's Tony Zimmerman. I grew up Mennonite. My dad was Whistler, which is a really conservative group of Mennonites. My mom's side of the family comes from the Amish. I have a lot of Amish cousins. I'm not sure all that you want to know, I guess. I'm 25 years old. I work for a company called Amerilight. We design and develop LED light bulbs. And another part of the company is solar. We do solar systems, anything from residential, commercial. So a lot of that stuff. I have a degree from Purdue University in electrical engineering. I got my associate's already. I'm going for my bachelor's. This puts me apart from a lot of the Mennonites and Amish. Most Amish don't even graduate from high school, much less go to college, and Mennonites rarely go to college. So, well, that is changing as time goes on. I guess one big thing I've seen in the world is the confusion that Amish and Mennonite are very much the same or very much different. It's a little bit of both, I guess. Amish actually broke off with Mennonites, not the other way around, which is one thing many people get wrong. They think the Mennonites broke off the Amish. The background of Amish and Mennonites is Menno Simon, which comes from Europe during persecution of the Anabaptist movement, the New Reformation. They broke off the Catholic Church. You can see a lot of actual Catholic traditions in the Amish and Mennonite churches. They don't even realize it themselves where they come from because it's been so far removed. But they are there more than they realize. I guess I was raised in a little different family. I'm an outsider, and at the same time I've been raised in it, so I see the Amish and Mennonite culture very much different than most of the Amish and Mennonites see it themselves. And there's many different groups of Amish and Mennonite. It's not just Amish. There's Whistler, John Martins, there's Horny Mennonites, Beachies. There's tons and tons of them.
Can you tell me about the John Martins?
The John Martins are a group of Whistler Mennonites. They're kind of the same line a little bit. If you're a Mennonite, you pretty much follow somebody's last name. Mennonite itself is from Menno Simon, so Whistlers are from a guy named Whistler. John Martin's a guy named John Martin. Beachy's from a guy named Beachy. They're pretty much somebody who broke off and never did follow his last name now. The John Martins are a lot like the Amish. They do have electric, but they do have a horse and buggy, so a lot of their culture is the same. In some ways they have more rules than the Amish, otherwise don't have as many rules. They often control the size of their businesses by rules in the church. Their farms can only get so big because they cannot have tractors with air in their tires, which means you have to have rubber studded tires, which makes it really hard to do a really big farm because air in your tires makes it really hard to use big machinery.
And you mentioned that you have a connection to would they be a group of people that would be more likely to be filmed?
Yeah, they'd be much more likely to be filmed.
And you have a connection to that community?
Well, yeah, like my dad's side of the family is Whistler and John Martin. And mostly Whistler, but we do have John Martin cousins and stuff, and I've worked with them over the years. My cousin Tristan, he owns a construction crew, and a lot of the guys on the crew are John Martin.
Okay, so and we have a potential interview with him coming up.
With him, yeah. And so as technology has changed in the Mennonite and Amish world, it's changed the world around us, a lot of the rules have become interesting. The Mennonite churches for a long time said no TV. That's changed. A lot of the churches now allow screens but no TV. You can't hook it up to get call stations, but you can watch DVDs, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Internet was very much outlawed for a long time, but now more and more are using it because of businesses. And cell phones are a thing, smartphones are everywhere, which makes it really hard to control what the youth do and stuff because they get the information wherever they want now.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned something too about the Dirty White
Boys. It's an Amish gang around Shipshewana area. They are used for muscle for the drug lords, kind of Amish drug lords, I guess you could say. But they run a lot of meth, marijuana into Chicago and places like that, Indianapolis. They were created pretty much only to make muscle. They were having problems with other gangs, robbing them and everything, and so they needed backup. And so they decided to go with inside instead of outside, and they got their kids stupid enough to join in and do stupid stuff. A lot of them carry guns, anything from 9 mils to fully automatic weapons, obtained it legally, so they whatever they want.
You do a family that's Amish, and you interact with them in an Amish setting?
Yeah, we have Amish reunions, things like that all the time. I grew up, my best friends growing up for Amish, and so I grew up on an Amish farm. I pretty much anything Amish know how to do on a farm I know how to do. I've done everything, bale hay to milk cows, Amish, the Amish
And do
way.
you do that stuff still on a day-to-day? Do you go out to the farm, your parents' farm? Or
My grandparents, well, my dad's side of the family, a lot of them are farmers, but they're Whistler Mennonite, which are still really conservative, no TVs, a lot of things like that.
Would they let us film?
They probably let you go out there, yeah.
Let you, if we filmed you?
Yeah, you go out there, see the farms. Whistlers are very wealthy farmers. A lot of the guys, there's like Brent Martin, one of my cousins, who probably owns 5-6 farms, big farms.
And they would be more, because they're Whistlers, they would still be open to being filmed?
Maybe, you'd have to talk to them. It's not. It's not going to be on TV. This is for interview. It's okay.
Okay, here, I was going to have you introduce your wife too, and then I'm going to, here.
This is my wife, Latasha. She's a college graduate as well. She went to Taylor University and did a degree in psychology. Obviously, she's not a normal Mennonite girl. She's black, which is very abnormal.
In the U.S.
And the U.S. is very true. The Mennonites have branched out considerably overseas. You got Belize, you got Africa, you got Mexico, you got Honduras, Canada, you got all over Asia.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so it's changing. The Mennonite church is changing. But yeah, for American, she's not very common. Black Mennonite, not very common. So.
Okay.
I guess that's kind of my life in a nutshell. I'm still in college, still working.
And where do you work?
I work at White's Family Services. It's a social services kind of thing. It's family services. I do supervise visits with kids that have been taken from their parents, so we deal a lot with the state and DCS.
Okay.
With those things.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, is it okay if she takes your pictures? Sure. You talk to her about that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
This
very
is Kenny.
good.
Hi, Kenny.
Hi there, how you doing? I want to tell you something. It's very cold here in Shipshewana. Shipshewana got its name from an old Indian chief, and I'll tell you the story later, okay?
Oh my gosh, it's cold out here.
Yeah, it's very cold out here. Right there you go. Got it? One more. There you go, be down. I'll get your cane.
Hold on.
Okay, right here, right there. Him right there. I just want to hit a ham. Here's a ham right. The bathroom. Right over there.
Now, what are you guys doing here? Cleaning or milking? Milking cows?
Are we going with you? Where are we going?
Okay, I'll take care of you.
You don't really like it to use video cameras in here?
He said it was okay. Okay.
He just does a good report.
Okay.
This much along the way there. I said, well, so if somebody's hungry, they pull it out and eat it.
Oh, okay.
This is what they call wheat straw. It's wheat. Now come over here, children. I want to show you.
Can I eat it?
Okay. Yeah, you're going to eat it here in a little bit, and I'll show you. So what Jesus did, they pulled it out, and he yanked it out and started eating it. How are you going to eat this? Well, you're not going to eat the chaff. Watch this. That's what I'm going to do. This is how they did it. Okay, now watch this. I gave one for your mom. She's going to take it along home. Then you can play with it when you get home. And Grandma's got one for you, okay? Now watch this. You got to blow real slow. Now watch this.
And that's what they ate?
And they eat that. That's wheat. You know whole wheat bread? See, everything's going. It's very clean. I'll eat one in my mouth. And if you get enough of it, you make gum out of it.
Really?
See that? One second. Go
You
ahead.
actually ate it?
Oh yeah, I got my. I got that stuff in my throat.
What do you
Nothing wrong
call
with it.
that? Folly?
That's silage.
Oh,
Corn silage.
Okay.
And we don't have enough grain. We can't raise enough on this crop. That's the problem. Oh, Daddy owns the farm yet, but they're back in payments. Well, actually, don't pay anything. The rest of them can afford it. Well, they pay the interest. I charge them 2%.
Do you?
Yeah. So, is that too much?
No.
This father-in-law charging 5. That worked me out.
Oh, wow.